Hello and welcome to Be Made in Revit tutorials. Today's tutorial will be an advanced tutorial on making balcony details for a construction project of a classic villa. To make it easier for you to follow the video, I will divide the content of this tutorial into three parts. In the first part, I will show you how to make fill regions with fill patterns for details of different scales, as well as how to make line types with different thicknesses for different scales. In the second part, I will show you how to make a balcony detail in 1/20 scale with detail explanation as an example. In the third part, I will show you how to make a presentation of details with 3D views and material tags. Okay, and now I'm gonna show you how to create fill pattern and how to modify them by scale. When we change the scale, the fill patterns change also. And now we will create patterns for scale 1/5, 1/10, 1/20 and 1/50. I think this is enough. This, for example, is enough to understand how this fill patterns works. Now I'm gonna create new one. From here I will duplicate. You can create new fill pattern. The method is same, only you need to press create new. I've already created 1/20, and we will modify it. Now you can see when we change the scale, the height of the lines and the patterns change also. Now I'm going to copy these fill patterns, and I'm gonna change the scale 1/10, 1/20, 1/5 and 15. Okay, this will be 50. All right, and from here I'm gonna duplicate this fill pattern. All right, and from import, I'm gonna change it to 0.25. It's gonna be let's say smaller 10 times than previous one. All right, you can play with these scales and you can make your own fill pattern template, because you're gonna need it in other projects. When you create once, it will be ready for you for every next project. From here I'm gonna create line types for with different heights, and they're gonna be line for scale 5, 10, 20 and 50. As you know, when we change the scale in Revit, the line height changes also, and now you will see the changes. And now I'm creating line 1/10. Now I'm gonna create line
120. And what left? I need to create line for 150. All right, this is ready, and from here I will change the line types we created. All right, 150. For now the scale below is 150. All right, this is ready, and from here I will change the line type to 120. All right, now you can see the white of the lines changes. And from here I will change the 110 and 15 left. All right, and here you can see the line whites for different scale is changed. Now from here I will change the scale, and you can see the changes on line whites. All right, this is important especially for structural elements. Usually we show them with wider line there than others. And the principle is, the method is something like this. You can create your own detail items that will become your template, and you can use them in every next project. All right, and now I will show you how to create details using fill region. And I already show you how to create fill patterns with four different scales. And from here I will show you how to create isometric section, just to show you how our balcony looks from 3D isometric section. All right, also I will speed up this tutorial because the method is going to repeat. This is second part where I'm going to show you how to add fill region to the detail view, and after this I will show you how to create isometric sections or isometric details for this balcony.
Here I duplicated section and I'm creating new callout view which I will use for this tutorial. For tagging I'm going to use type tag for detail items. Alright, here you can see tags are already used for this detail. And now here important thing is structural elements. We have to draw wider lines for structural elements. So line thickness is important here. We have concrete slab. The lines of the concrete slab will be wider than other layers. We have also concrete columns and framings, so the width of the thickness of the line will be wider than other elements. Thermal insulation and other layers can be thinner. All right, here you could see And what's important also, background and foreground of these fill regions. Fill regions with wider lines must be foreground because they overlapped each other. All right, if you wish, you can draw, first you can draw the fill regions with thin lines. Then you can add the fill region for structural elements such as concrete slab and walls. Here we have different types of layers in this detail, especially thermal insulation, because we want to avoid the thermal bridges. Also from the inside we will have a heating system in the floor, so our floor layers are higher. And you can see here I have different types for different scales of fill patterns and line thicknesses. And with this we will select the area that we don't want to show. This will be the end of our detail. Okay. This is one detail item you can find in your library, in generic detail items, I think. And from here I will add water protection. This is also a detail item. Alright, here you can see. Alright, I need to make small correction here. Okay, this is ready too. And after I add all the fill regions for every layer, as you can see, when you have a ready 3D model, this is execution project, and for this project I modeled every layer because we need to calculate the quantities of materials. So for that purpose I created all layers, and when you have such model it's very easy to create details. From here you can see we have tugs, floor layers for different scale. This is 120 scale. And now this method is going to repeat when we finish with adding the fill regions. We will use tags, and as I mentioned before, when you create this kind of fill regions with different scales, and when you add the names for materials, you will have ready Revit template for next projects. Okay, this is all for this second part of this tutorial. Now I will make this video faster so we can pass on third part of this video, where I will show you how to create 3D isometric presentations with material tags for this kind of details. Okay, now this video going faster, and while it's doing that, let us repeat. We create details for execution, for construction projects, and if you make model in Revit for that level of project, You should create, especially if you are going to calculate the amount of materials and cost of project construction, you should calculate materials from the model, and for that purpose you must create model with all layer with families and other elements from which you can export informations. As you can see, I've created this model for that level of project, for construction project, and I modeled every layer uh, because we need to calculate material quantities for our client, especially if you are going to use any plugins where you have automatically placed descriptions and projects. We have that kind of plugins in Germany. When we work for our client from Germany, they have a central base with information from market, with informations of all materials that are in on the market. So they make a plugin for Revit and other BIM softwares where you can automatically add the material descriptions, informations, detailed information about materials and cost, even time of implementation of the materials. But if you want to use such a plugin, you must give it a model with families from which this plugin can export the quantities of material. And when you create model on that level, it is very easy to create details wherever you want. Wherever you make any section, you will have detail of that part of the project. I know this is a project which need a lot of time to create, especially if you are doing this kind of project on this level first time. But when you create this model, it's very easy. It's very easy for every next project because you are going to have template. And especially for this tutorial, let us repeat. First, you need to create fill regions. If you are going to use this method, you need to create fill regions, because when we change scale in the model directly, the scale of the fill patterns changes. They become smaller, invisible, and if you want to create good detailed presentations, you need to first to create a fill region for every scale. After you do that, you need to create different line types with different thicknesses. For every scale, the thickness of the line, the height of the line will be different. You can do line adjustments also from, there is one other method for modifying line thicknesses. But for this tutorial, I think this is enough for this tutorial. Maybe in the next some other tutorial I will show you different method how you can change the thickness of the line, how to can adjust the modification for line thicknesses. And now now we are going on third part of this tutorial, where I'm going to show you how to make presentations, layout presentations for this detail, and how to create 3D isometric presentations with material tags for this tutorial. Alright, and now you can see it's very easy. When you have a completely modeled project, you can create any 3D view any isometry for your details, and you can create very good presentations. All right, I placed the 3D views with detail view also, and now I'm going to create background for these presentations. I'm going to show you how to create background. I copy one of the I've copied one of the sections, and I will turn off everything on this view from view settings, and I will choose background for this view, and now I will place this view on our sheet presentations. All right, I will crop the view. All right, and background for our presentation, detailed presentation is ready. Now I will place the detail view with 3D views on this sheet. Okay, this one is ready too. All right, the presentations, you can create the presentations in your own way. You can place the drawing views, graphical views in the order you like, but the method is something like this. All right, now I will turn off other views, and from here I will select dimensions and spot elevation. Then I will copy them on our new detail view. All right, and from here I will show you how to add the material tags I already added. All right, now I will add the material tags. All right, and dear friends, that's all. After we finish editing the material tags, our 3D presentation or presentation of our detail will be ready. You can use material tags, or you can add, like I showed you before, you can add one tag with all material placed. I created using shared parameters, and for every layer I add the material description. Then I created one material family, one floor tag family, where I added all shared parameters that I added. There are different methods for this kind of tagging, and you can choose the method that's the best for you, that make your project more productive, that make your project presentations and project creations more productive and faster. All right, that's all. Please don't forget to subscribe and share my tutorials with your friends and colleagues. See you in the next tutorial.